previous episode where I'm playing Strike at Karkan at Conquest Large. The previous episode featured the round where I was playing on the Russian side, and now I'm going to be playing on the US side. So that means that we're going to have the uncap, which means that from this place, more or less this place, up to all the way down to our base, the enemy cannot go there. So we always have a safe place to spawn, which means that there's more room for errors. If you do something bold and it fails, you can always safely spawn back at your main base and try a different approach. So that's actually something that, you know, kinda relieves the pressure on your side. And actually, if you manage to get a hold of all the flags, the enemy is pretty much done because they have nowhere else to spawn. And I mean, it's really a more relaxed way of playing. The beginning can be really harsh for the US side, because if the Russian team puts a good pressure, a good defense on Alpha, it's really hard to sneak through. But it only takes one man to sneak through to completely change the game around, because then his squad spawn on him. There's 4 guys behind enemy lines. If they change squads onto some other people's squad, and if those other guys start spawning on them, you can actually have 32 guys behind enemy lines just because one single individual sneaked through. But anyway, let's move on to the gameplay, shall we? So basically what I'm doing here, I'm trying to sneak through this flank here with my teammate, and my goal here was to do something really wrong, and I realized that later on. I was going for the Foxtrot squad and flag, and hopefully, oh, let me just adjust this like this. Perfect. Okay, my goal was to go to Foxtrot and Golf right here, but it was a bad move from my part, so I gave that up and I went to Delta flag. Why did I go to Delta flag? Because Foxtrot and Golf are really isolated. It's really hard for you, even if you capture one flag. How is your team able? Most of the players would be, you know, scattered around this zone. How will they give you backup? They can't. You're gonna be completely hammered down from Golf and Echo. So it's really a bad idea. Instead, you should focus on getting to the Delta flag, and from then on out, if your team catches Alpha, they're gonna get pressured from Delta and Alpha, and Bravo and Charlie are gonna be really easy to capture. So my goal here was to basically capture Delta, and unfortunately I did some mistakes. But a squad mate was close by, and I managed to spawn on him and keep pressuring that Delta flag. It's really important. So basically that's what I was doing, guys. I was trying to put pressure on Delta. First, I was trying to look for a place to place my spawn beacon safely, so that in case something goes wrong here on Delta, I have somewhere else to, you know, to spawn back and try again. So I decided to place a spawn beacon more or less in this position right here. Let me see, right here. And I was really pressuring Delta at this time, and eventually my teammate got killed and I got killed as well. But again, before I made a move, I made sure I had another place to spawn, which is my spawn beacon. But my dumbass squad mate was already destroying walls with RPGs and, you know, shooting at everything that moved, completely giving away our position. And basically we started getting overrun from this side here, and I had to go full Rambo on everyone's ass, trying to kill everything that moved. And again, for a Rambo gameplay as a recon, you really need a weapon that is capable of one-shooting guys, and this weapon, the EMR M39, is perfect for that job. If you throw the first shot and if you hit the head, guys, because, you know, suppression will give you a really hard time if you're trying to kill someone. So basically, make sure you throw the first shot and aim for the head. That's an instant kill at close to medium ranges. It's a difficult weapon to master, especially with suppression, but, you know, I believe that with my playstyle, that's the right choice. Anyway, guys, back to the tactical positioning here. My team has Bravo and has Charlie and also has Echo. So if we manage to capture Delta, it's gonna be really easy to take back the Alpha flag, because we spawn on our end cap and put pressure from this side, and basically from Bravo, Delta, Charlie, they're gonna be completely overrun. But unfortunately, my team here wasn't the best. They made some pretty stupid mistakes along the way. One of them was to let the enemy team do the thing I did on the previous round. They continuously harassed here at Alpha, so our team was never comfortable enough to advance to the other flags. Meanwhile, I decided not to care about that, and I was really focusing on Delta because it's, again, in my opinion, the most important flag. So right here I was using the MAV. I placed it on the rooftop of Delta so it would detect enemy movement, and then I made my move onto capturing the flag. I tried to kill that guy, which was a mistake, but this one here, I had to take him down. He was a recon, so I went in there looking for a spawn beacon and an enemy detector, and I actually found the detector right there. I destroyed it, again denying them the chance to have reconnaissance. The less they know about you and your whereabouts, the better. Meanwhile, my MAV detected this guy with a noob tube. I managed to kill him even though I was suppressed. That's a good example right there. I had to fire like 6 or 7 shots in order to kill him because I was suppressed. But that guy right there died with the first shot because I was no longer suppressed. And again, this is a one-shot kill to the head. It's a really good weapon. Anyway, we managed to get a hold of Delta, but meanwhile, my teammates were still getting harassed at Alpha. But eventually, I think they captured both Alpha, Bravo, and we held all the flags besides the Echo flag and these Foxtrot and Golf flags. So it was really a high time for us. It was really good. But meanwhile, our team was harassing us big time on Delta, and I had to spawn there a couple of times. And right here, I was making sure that the Alpha flag was ours. If we held all the flags but Foxtrot and Golf, it would be on a huge vantage position, sorry. And right here we had everything to win, guys. The enemy only held Foxtrot and Golf. Now I was really greedy. If you look at this time, it seemed like a really good option. I sneaked through the water to Foxtrot, and I was trying to disrupt their defenses and catch their attention to the back flag, so that my teammates would have an easier time putting a pressure right here. But this was a mistake. I should have known better. My team wasn't that smart, and what happened was they eventually let someone sneak through and completely ruin this. But meanwhile, I thought it was a good tactic to stay here and just completely, harass their defense. Make sure that they would keep paying attention to their back and not to the flags that really mattered, which was at least the Echo flag. And I was doing a fairly good job, but that guy didn't. I don't know why, and it completely destroyed my game here. I died. And eventually, again, they sneaked through and they were already harassing Delta. I placed the MAV again to detect incoming enemies, and me and my teammates took care of Delta and recaptured it, so everything seems to be good. But meanwhile, while we were doing this, the enemy forces had already leaked to several other flags, and soon enough we would start losing everything. Again, Alpha, we lost Alpha. They were putting a pressure on Bravo, which I denied them. I killed the guys capturing Bravo, and I recaptured the flag. But meanwhile, as soon as they got out of Foxtrot and Golf, they again leaked to all other flags, and it was basically a mess. From here on out, they were like rats, and they were playing good. The Russian team was playing really good, always harassing the Alpha flag and making sure they get spawn positions close to other flags so they could keep harassing us. I was trying to take down the Alpha flag right here, and for me it was one of the most important things to do in this map, to make sure that the Alpha flag was ours. Meanwhile, it stayed ours, but guess what? We were getting harassed on Delta yet again. So the enemy team was really doing a good job. They were harassing us on our main flag and on our Delta flag, denying us that advantage of having the a good spawn position to rain down havoc on all other flags. If they denied us this ability, which they did, they would do really good things. But meanwhile, I was like, okay, enough of this. There's probably someone sneaking on these buildings. That's why Delta keeps getting harassed. I took the MAV and I detected enemy forces right here, and I didn't know which floor they were, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I detected them and I denied them that spawn by killing them. And I even went to that building to see if there was any spawn beacon, but there wasn't. Meanwhile, things are trying to start getting shitty for us, because they hold Charlie, they're already harassing Bravo, and Echo, Foxtrot, and Golf belong to them. And I thought, well, I should help my teammates here on Foxtrot, because that will prevent them from advancing on the battlefield, and keep them busy right here on this part of the map, giving my teammates time to recapture Alpha, Bravo, and put some pressure there. But guess what? My team was completely out of fucks to give, and they were really not playing as a team at all. They lacked the insight to see which flags were worth defending, which positions were worth attacking, and they kind of get lost in that process. And they left Charlie flag unnoticed, and this is a big mistake. Even though Delta is one of the most important flags, if they hold Charlie, this means that it's like a disease, it's like a virus. They can go anywhere they want to. They can also be harassed from anywhere else, true, but let's not forget that Echo flag was theirs as well. So basically this was theirs. And from here to capture Delta was really, it was really easy. And even though I eventually managed to capture Charlie, the enemy team was already putting a lot of pressure at Delta as well. But right here, I decided to help my teammates to capture Foxtrot and Golf, or at least to keep Foxtrot, because as long as we keep this flag, the guys from Golf and Echo are gonna be, too busy trying to focus on Foxtrot. And that might give our team the chance to put some pressure from Charlie and Delta onto Echo flag, capturing Echo flag and isolating the enemy only right here. If we manage to get the enemy with only these two flags, they're history. They're pretty much done. But unfortunately, our team was letting them leak through everywhere, and we ended up with only just 3 flags. And right here, I was starting to think, okay, never mind this tactical gameplay, I really need the kills. I need to completely smash them. I need to kill them. So I was even more of a Rambo this time, because my team wasn't doing, tactically speaking, they weren't doing the right thing. So I went back to Delta, trying to give us that advantage on Delta by killing everything that moved. Again, it's really important that you place spawn beacons and MAVs. Right here it served as a distraction, even though it wasn't my purpose. I placed the spawn beacon hoping that someone would spawn right there and help me fight these guys, and the MAV was to detect exactly where they were. But the dumbasses, instead of focusing on me, they focused on the MAV, which gave me the opportunity to to kill them and recapture Delta. So Delta is ours now. We basically hold all the important flags. If we manage to take a hold of Echo, we can finally do that pressure thing on Foxtrot and Golf. That's our main goal. And if you're playing on the US side, that's also I think that applies to everything. It was really, this part of the map was really important, because we managed to get a hold of lots of tickets here. So I was putting a lot of pressure there, but guess what? They leaked again, and this time they held all the flags but Alpha and Bravo. We were really in trouble. The ticket bleed was not working in our favor at all. So I was like, okay, Charlie flag has got to be ours. If we manage to get at least 3 flags, and if we manage to kill everything that moves, even though the ticket bleed is not on our side, the fact that we're killing lots of enemies will really make really damage their ticket count. So basically I was like, okay, I gotta kill and kill. I gotta kill everything that moves. They only have 14 tickets left. Let's work on that. And guys, let me say this, if they have 30 or 40 more tickets than they actually have, we would have lost this. Alright, we only won by a 24 ticket difference. Why? Again, the other team was doing a fairly good job at harassing Alpha and harassing Delta. They were playing really good, because as long as they pressured these 2 flags, A, if they managed to capture them, it would be really easy to put pressure on all other flags. And B, even if they don't capture these 2 flags, we're not gonna feel comfortable enough, even though if we hold them, if we keep getting harassed, on Alpha and Delta, we're not gonna feel comfortable enough to move down to the other flags, and that kind of delayed our goal here. So basically, guys, if you're playing on the US side, make sure you hold you sneak through and hold Delta, and make sure that no one harasses your alpha flag. If you hold these 2 flags, it's going to be easier for your team to eventually capture these 2 flags and win the round. Don't ever get greedy and forget about Foxtrot and Golf, because it's really hard for your team to give you backup there. You're completely gonna get obliterated from Echo, Golf, and potentially other flags. So again guys, US side, make sure Alpha is always yours and make sure you get Delta. That's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. The next episode is gonna be on Capture the Flag game mode, full harassment, recon style, without the sniper rifle, with the PDW or the IS-Val. So guys, don't forget to leave that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Cheers.